The next speaker is the head of the Public Procurement Performance section from the Ministry of the Interior of France. He has been a public procurer for over 10 years. Today, he is in charge of monitoring the performance of procurement and actively working on implementing innovation public procurement strategy, reducing procurement costs and supporting sustainable procurement. He is the iProcureNet project coordinator and also has the role of group leader for the ethics group of the Network Plus community. Mr. Jorge Garzon will now present the iProcureNet project.
Thank you for the introduction. Dear Mrs. Luís Neves, Secretary of State of Justice of Portugal, dear Luísa Proença, Deputy Director of Portuguese Criminal Police and member of the European Clearing Board of Innovation, dear members of the iProcureNet Project Consortium, dear speakers here and online, dear procurers, prescribers, colleagues, and all guests, it is our pleasure to welcome you to the iProcureNet Conference 2022, hosted warmly by the Portuguese Criminal Police. I just heard this is a 76 years institution and it looks like brand new for me. So really thankful for this warmly welcoming from you. This conference is a milestone of more than 3 years of collaboration between our 14 partners, as well as many external experts, of course, institutions and other EU projects to develop not only methods and tools for joint procurement of innovative solutions, but also to build an ecosystem of procurers, prescribers, legal advisors, and all other stakeholders involved in the process of innovation procurement. This year, we chose the topic of influential innovation procurement for the security in Europe. Our key findings in the past year, we hope, help to shape the security market by providing the necessary tools for all the stakeholders to concretize at the end innovation procurement. This is actually our last goal for the iProcureNet project. A specific spot will be open to potential suppliers to better understand their obstacles when procuring, and of course to showcase their innovative solutions. The iProcureNet's annual conference is also a great opportunity to share the findings from the work packages in the past year. I know that you have done a really excellent job and it is time to show you what we have achieved. And from experts in the various fields of international security, innovation, procurement, ethics, and policymaking, of course. You will also be acquainted with a range of projects and initiatives complementary to iProcureNet through its representative who kindly agreed to be part of our conference. From technical discussion on innovation procurement processes, such as PCP or PPI processes, to showcasing of successful results from iProcureNet and perspective for the next 2 years. This year's agenda includes interactive talks and keynote presentations. We propose you to join our discussions in depth about best practices in public procurement, key factors to succeed joint procurement in the security sector, exploring the needs, identifying the challenges and opportunities within the evolving security market in Europe. We also invite you to check our topical group of our iProcureNet Network Plus community. Some of them are here in the room. They will be wandering around if you ever need to talk to them directly. We have very interesting topics going on. To discuss your views on the community and objectives to be achieved, and of course, we can on you to sign up to the topical groups. So thank you very much for this opportunity again, and for the welcoming. I would like to address a very big thank to the Arctic team and the coordination team from the French Ministry of Interior who organized this meeting. It was a little tricky with all the COVID situation still and flight cancellations in Brussels. I would like to greet also Davide Brezzolara, who couldn't make it this morning. He is our project officer from Research Executive Agency from the European Commission. He was very sorry not to be here with us. He will try to jump in during the conference, maybe tomorrow or this afternoon. I'll let you know in advance so you can meet him. But I would like to thank him again for this organization as well. Now, it will be the time to show you and just let you know how we get involved into this iProcureNet process. The first question that I would like to show you is how can procurement be defined and to what extent it is at the heart of innovation in security? What is the role of procurement in the innovation for the security sector? That is the real question. Beyond being a vector in the contractual realization of the operational needs of security services, public procurement acts in the supply chain as a catalyst for innovation. To better respond to needs based on an evolving ecosystem, including, of course, innovative SMEs and all of the actors that are working in innovation. As you may know, Europe produces high-quality security solutions, but many of them never reach the market, which is actually a pity. This is where buyers and procurers come in, as they can act as a catalyst for innovation, shaping, of course, the security market and enabling it to meet new challenges. Buyers of security solutions face a number of legal, economic, technical, and practical challenges that was just recalled by Mr. Neves, combined with the increasing objectives of procurement performance, represent especially in terms of promoting innovation. These challenges represent an opportunity in the development of a strong European security industry. Furthermore, security purchasers have so far had little opportunity to interact with each other on a European scale. So the real question is here, how can public procurement, of course, again, can shape the security market and foster innovation? How did the iProcureNet project came about? So the iProcureNet project, which stands for Innovation by Developing a European Procurer Networking for Security Research Services, is a project proposal led by the French Ministry of Interior, which I represent myself, responding to the call for projects launched by the European Commission's DG Home, which changed since that time, for a coordination and support action under the Horizon 2020 Secure Securities Program, under the theme Pan-European Networks of Practitioners and Other Actors in the Field of Security, and of course, more specifically, on the theme of public procurement. It was submitted to the European Commission in August 2018, So we still have 2 more years going on. Who is taking part of this adventure, if I may say? This project is composed by 14 partners, 10 of which are procurement agencies, which is really relevant, I believe, for this topic. They all represent altogether 11 member states of the European Union, and these partners are, I would like to list them all, the French Ministry of the Interior, Arctic, the Police and Border Guard of Estonia, the Ministry of Interior, National Police from Spain, Civil Defense from Cyprus, the International Security and Emergency Management from Slovakia, the General Jonas Simatis Military Academy of Lithuania, GIRA Consulting from the UK, Portuguese Criminal Police, of course, Romanian Ministry of Interior, the Directorate for Logistics, the University of Tartu from Estonia, the Bulgarian Defense Institute, General Inspectorate of the Border Police from Romania, and the Slovakian Ministry of Interior. So what are the expected benefits of our iProcureNet project? The idea is to create an ecosystem of practitioners, prescribers, or those who really want to buy the materials, legal advisors, and other key actors in security sector procurement in order to share trends and needs, and of course, to open out the channels and the pathways for the procurement of security, innovation, and assets. The first benefit will be to facilitate cooperation between several law enforcement agencies and institutions within the European Union by creating a shared network of experts, including procurement practitioners, of course, and in the short term, open to other institutions also to create and to foster innovation procurement. The second expected benefit will be a deeper understanding of the European public procurement environment. As you know, we have different laws and different regulations in our countries. This will be done, of course, on several levels, from a technical perspective, from a legal view, international and European purchasing and cooperation as well. All this will be done through the creation of a methodological framework to select a common list of procurement segments that will include commercial off-the-shelf goods or services, of course, and procurement of innovative solutions again. Finally, a regular dissemination of the results and analysis of the security market at European level is expected in form of recommendations and workshops, organized in consultation with the partner institution of the European Commission. The implementation of training and professionalizing activities for buyers, coordinated by the consortium, of course, will ensure the sustainability of the approach to guarantee a rise in the resilience of the security services expected by the European Commission. Of course, like in any other project, we might face some obstacles and some barriers to go on. Some of them will be presented during the conference, as we're going to have different talks on the practical public procurement of innovation, and of course, from different practitioners. But we have identified some obstacles that we may find in this journey. Some of them concern the awareness and information. As you know, I think some of you are procurers, all of this work can be done if we have enough information on what we really want to buy and what we want to respond, of course, to the services that are needing the materials. So awareness and information, industry professionals can sometimes find it difficult to access innovation, especially in the security sector where the commercial off-the-shelf, which are called COTS, are mainly adopted without exploring available alternatives or without a strategic R&D. We could also face some practical issues. All the European member states have different national priorities, of course, and there is a general lack of knowledge sometimes about the purchasing practices and investment needs of other countries. So again, it's the way we share information between member states. The legal obstacle, of course, each country has different national regulation standards for public procurement, as well as a different way to implement an EU directive, which is totally normal. Economic, suppliers are sometimes reluctant to engage a joint cross-border public procurement because of their lack of experience, mainly. And we can also talk about the technical barriers sometimes, as we have different standards between member states with regard to the security solutions. So the iProcureNet project propose an innovative three-cycle process in which we will map the European procurement environment. We will start by identifying the general ecosystem of procurement, compare national investment strategies, what are the priorities for our member states, identify, of course, innovation needs, and analyze security markets. Established by your groups, we'll find a common ground and ready to procure together in a specific segment validated by the feasibility study and equipped with a procurement strategy. We will share the knowledge in which we will analyze and make policy recommendations on the European Union security procurement environment. And last, but not least, we will have an online toolbox which will be presented right after, that will be tailored with the guidelines and the knowledge based on practical, economic, legal, technical, and cultural aspects, of course, of joint innovation of security procurement. So this was a very general frame of the iProcureNet project. I am really glad to have you all here, and of course, people who are in line. We would like this event to be an interactive event and really for you guys to take advantage of the opportunity and share, of course, your experience and best practices in public procurement. I always say this because I'm not, of course, an official. I've never been a policeman before. Maybe someday I will be. And it's really interesting for us as procurers to know what the real needs are. Just keep in mind that as procurers, we have to keep in mind that our main objective is to respond to the needs And if by doing so, we can have at the end innovative solutions, and why not do sustainable procurement, we will do the best procurement process to respond to those needs. Again, I would like to recall some technical issues. Please feel free to ask your questions again to the speakers via the Q&A tab of Slido. We will be using Slido as a tool to communicate and to interact with you. Whether you are online or here in Lisbon in the room, or just simply raise your hand and we'll be glad to answer to your questions. So after each presentation, I will jump in to give you some details on a Slido. Every presentation will have a Slido different code, and you just scan the QR code, or just go to the website and get to have the answers with us. We have a very nice Wi-Fi connection, so it's no problem. I just tested myself. And I think that's it from my side. Really glad to have you here. I'm so sorry for people who couldn't make it again to Lisbon.